And then in 2011, another friend of mine, Rita Ash, proposed that we move the event to the downtown square. And we've continually grown to where last year we had over 1,200 attendees and raised $250,000. This year's event is extra special because our goal is purchasing a new mobile mammography unit. That's another mouthful too. So later tonight we will give you a tour of our existing mobile mammography unit, and then we'll talk later about our Buy the Bus or Build the Bus campaign. This event would not be possible without the help of my co-chairs, Patty Marshall and Rita Ash, Jenna DeJean, our foundation director, Kristen Perry, our development coordinator, all of the Watts volunteers, our generous sponsors, and our many hosts around the squares. But most importantly, this is special because of all of you participating that attend the event and make this such a special evening. For those of you that don't know me, you probably wonder why a guy is sitting here telling you about breast cancer. And my story begins with my younger sister, who in 2004 passed away from breast cancer. Lisa Elliott was a third grade teacher here in Murfreesboro for her entire profession. And she had a 5-year battle with breast cancer. She would go and have chemotherapy, and then during her recovery period, she would grade homework. And teaching was her therapy during her battle of breast cancer. After she passed away, my parents got deeply involved with the Power of Pink. And then when I moved back to Murfreesboro, I decided to get involved. My father was in the hospital, and I was up in the hospital room with him, and this lovely lady came in and asked my dad how he was doing, wanted to know if there was anything he could help him with, help him out in the hospital. And this lady was Ann Davis, and she was the foundation director at the time. And after Ann left my father's room, Dad said, if you want to volunteer, that's a good place to go. And I went down, I talked to Ann, and Ann said, we need you on One Around the Square, and so I started helping with them. And after 8 years, I'm still here. It's a great event. It's a wonderful evening. And I just want to thank everybody for joining us, whether you've been a sponsor, a donator, or a participant. And I have a couple of Power of Pink facts for you tonight. To date, Power of Pink has paid for over 3,200 mammograms for women. And that's almost 3,000 lives that have potentially been saved. 40% of these mammograms have been performed on our mobile mammography unit, and the rest of them have been at Premier Radiology or other places locally. And I think I'm ready to announce how much we raised this year. So this year we have raised almost $130,000, which I think everybody gets a big hand for that. All right, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Jenna, and we will continue on with the show. Thank you.
So as Dave mentioned, we could not raise this money without our community support and sponsors. We just want to take a moment to individually thank each and every sponsor that has continuously supported this event and this mission over the years. First of all, we would love to thank the Tarola family. They have given almost $100,000 to the Power of Pink over the course of the years, which is just incredible. Dr. Tarola and his staff, and Reconstructing for Life, which is Adrian's, her passion going into Ballroom Brawl and just raising money and awareness for this cause. We just appreciate them so much.
The next sponsor we'd like to thank is Premier Radiology. Premier has been a huge supporter over the years, and they've actually pledged $50,000 over the next 5 years. We were so excited to bring our mobile mammography unit out to Premier just a few weeks ago for the staff to take a tour and see inside, and we just really can't overstate how appreciative we are of all their support.
The next sponsor we would like to thank is Pinnacle Financial Partners. We just love Bill Jones and all his staff at Pinnacle and are just so thrilled to have them continuing supporting us with our wine glass sponsors at the beginning of this event to just continuing his support and Pinnacle's support as well.
Next, we'd like to thank Redstone, the Christy Houston Foundation, and Middle Tennessee Emergency Physicians for all of their support over the years.
The next group is a large group. This is the group that gives $1,000. We would like to take a moment for you to look at all the names and supporters who have given generously to this event. We could not do it without them and their continued support.
Next, we'd like to thank our in-kind sponsors. There have been a lot of people who have made tonight possible, one of those being Stones River Total Beverage. Charlie and PJ Patel have gone above and beyond for us, and we really just can't overstate how thankful we are. They put together some beautiful sponsorship baskets for our over 85 sponsors. We took over their back room, and they truly have been incredible the past 9 years with Run Around the Square.
Austin at the Blue Eyed Daisy Boutique at 423 North Walnut Street in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. This is our first year to participate in Wine Around the Square, a wonderful cause. I wanted to tell you a little bit about what I have in my store. I have women's apparel, I have jewelry, I have gifts. I invite you to come out and see what we have. We have 3 rooms full of wonderful, fun things, and we're just now getting our fall items out. We at the Blue Eyed Daisy are very, very proud to be sponsors of Wine Around the Square for a very good cause. And we want you to know that we are praying for any of you who might be going through breast cancer at this time, men or women. And we pray that you have a safe and healthy journey throughout this process. I am a cancer survivor myself, so I get it. I understand. We are hoping that some of you will be generous enough to make a large donation for our mobile mammography coach that we're trying to get for our local hospital here in Murfreesboro. We appreciate you so much, and we just hope that you will come to the Blue Eyed Daisy at 423 North Walnut Street and give us a big hello. Thank you.
We had an auction in the middle of a storm. Remember, all of our bid sheets were flying all over the place.
And it
I
was
was
just-
trying to grab
and it was
things.
just us.
It was great. It was just us.
My best friend, my college roommate, my business partner for many years, came up to me in 2005 at the beginning of a huge cocktail party and said, "Come here a minute, I want to tell you something. I have breast cancer." It was diagnosed early, and she's a 15-year cancer survivor now. But the next year, 2006, I was asked to chair the little Susan G. Coleman golf tournament at the Stones River Country Club. We normally made about $200 or $300, and I thought, well, you know, I think I'll do that. You know, we don't have anything really going on for breast cancer in this community, but I think we ought to get all those girls on the tennis court over there involved too, because there were a lot of doctors' wives over there.
Patty, you think big.
So we started thinking a little bit bigger. Oh, did we blow up that country club? I've never seen so much pink and boas hanging from the chandeliers, and everybody was dressed up in funky outfits, and our golf carts and tennis girls were all decked out. I think we made $14,000. At that time, the money went to Susan G. Komen and the Tennessee Breast Cancer Coalition, and we thought we had
we were very
blown
proud.
it for the community. And so these 2 girls, Leslie and Rita, said, you know, they went with the tennis court that first year, and we're leaving out everybody who doesn't play golf and tennis. Well, let's just have a big old wine and cheese and invite the rest of the world here in Murfreesboro, and we did.
And I was
But
such
just women.
I was such a terrible tennis player. And I said, oh, I can't do this again next year. I mean, it's, you know, playing tennis, I'm horrible. I said, but we can have some wine.
Well, we did.
I love that.
We did that wine and cheese,
Yeah.
and then we decided to implement the auction where we could think,
Yeah.
wow, we can really make some big dollars doing this. And so my partner in crime, Leslie, said, I'm not asking anybody for any auction item, but
Oh, I
I'll do
hate that.
all the paperwork. I said, that's a deal, because I hate the paperwork, but I don't mind asking people for stuff.
Yeah, Rita, I'll ask
So,
you.
yeah. So we did that, and it was just us 2, and then Patty would come and help us set up, but we had no help.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just us bringing in all the auction items. Les was doing the sheets to bid on. I mean,
All those
it
little
was crazy.
frames.
It was crazy. Les and I go back into a private room, and we're counting all our dollars
We had
and
actual
calculators.
money. I mean, we were just.
It was just
one.
us 2. I mean,
Yeah.
and we go, do we really have $40,000?
I know.
How could this be possible? Let's count it again. So, I mean, we were
did.
just amazed.
We couldn't believe it.
That's how all the wine and cheese began, with the auction. Why don't you tell them about when we transitioned to the Michelson's house after 4 years or 5 years
Well,
of wine and cheese?
2011,
2011.
Yeah,
So
we did.
from 07 to 11.
Yeah, we were trying to include the men, because they, you know, all the women were out and they were at loose ends. They had nothing to do, and we said, well, they'll come and spend some money, we'll have it at a bigger place and, you know, invite them in. And that was great, but it let us know that we needed a huge venue. We were a little crowded at that time.
And that's where this one stepped up to the
Yep.
plate. She had just gotten back from the beach, and she said,
Well, I went with two girlfriends,
Yeah.
Melanie Ship and Debbie Cope, and we did Sing Red Wine, which is at Seaside. And so we walked around and we were drinking wine and talking. I said, girls, we are missing the boat. We are going to do this in Murfreesboro. They looked at me and went, yeah, right. Who's going to do it? I said, I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to see if we can do this and call it maybe Wine Around the Square and do it for breast cancer.
but fortunately by this time, we had grown so much
We
that
had.
these
Yeah.
three working girls did not have the time to devote 6 months a year for this benefit. So lo and behold, Ann Davis is at the foundation,
Yes.
and she was approached by taking this event under the umbrella there at the hospital, and she ran with it, and that was 2011, I believe.
That was 2010
10,
because I
excuse me,
remember
10.
I was sitting in Jeff Lee's office, my predecessor. We were at the old hospital, and Angie Boyd Chambers had called Jeff and said, we have some ladies who've been working on a breast cancer fundraiser, and they have done such a great job, but after about 5 years, they said that it has
Done.
grown so much that they need help in producing the actual event. And I remember Gina Campbell and Lindsay Fournier Jennings and Malia Jett and Jeff and I were in the office, and he said, ladies, what do you think about this? And we were about to move into the new hospital in 1 month. And we were in the middle of a $20 million capital
Oh my gosh,
campaign
look
to
at
raise
you.
those funds
Take
to
on one
build
more thing.
this
Yeah.
building.
Just one more thing.
And I was the new kid on the team, and I listened to everyone, and they said, yes, we can do this.
Oh my goodness.
So much fun, and how it has evolved into our small little Wine Around the Square to now it's just the premier event, I think, of the
Well,
year. Is
and
what
everybody
people
said it's
say.
the most fun
It's
you
the
can
most
have.
fun
Yeah, so
thing.
much fun.
You can go in your shorts and be casual, and I mean, we've just raised it to all new levels.
So every time
Yeah.
you work on something, you look at, how it does, and you measure it, and you think, how could we do this better? I believe the first year we made about $28,000. As Jenna told us recently, the last Wine Around the Square made almost $300,000. So it just shows how breast cancer touches all of
That's
us.
right.
Whether it's a family member, a best friend, a neighbor, someone at church, it touches all of us. And so for that moment in time, and timing is everything, we know it, I believe that the three of you came up with an idea that was timely, it was needed, obviously needed, and the community just wrapped their arms
They did.
around your work and came in along behind you as leaders. And I think that's a really important part of this to remember. We discovered that in Chattanooga at Erlanger, they had a very robust breast cancer support program. And so we just loaded up in my car and we drove to Chattanooga, and we heard about what they were doing with a mobile mammography unit. And can I just say how excited these three were and how much they wanted that. Patty, you talked nonstop the whole way home.
Well,
Oh, we were all talking over each
Well,
other,
we
much
didn't
like
even
we do
need
right
gas
now.
in Ann's car to get home. We were so excited. And so they go to a closet and pull out this 2-foot by 3-foot foam core picture of not a bus, a coach.
Yes.
And they said, we
Mammography
are
coach.
a mammography coach, fully equipped. And this will be our second one. We're expanding to the counties outside of Chattanooga, northern Georgia, on and on and on. And that was it.
And-
But I said,
a bus.
may we have that 2x3? We might need it. And they said, well, it's only one.
You promised.
We promised to send
Send it back. So we brought it home and made a phone call to Gordon, and we wanted his presence for a few minutes. And of course, this is 2011. We'd been in this hospital 4 months.
Yeah.
We were in a recession. You know, things were not going well with our economy at all. And so we had Gordon's attention, and all he knew was that the four of us wanted to meet with him, and his only clue was, it won't cost you a penny. And so we met, and he was a little apprehensive about what was going to be going on, and we made our little presentation of how we felt that we needed a coach.
And we were gonna get it.
And we were going to get it, and we had it all
This is
worked
our
out how we were
project.
going to get the money
Pay
for that.
for it and everything.
And then I remember I tucked away this 2x3 picture of this coach, and I said, Gordon, this is what we want.
It was fairly clear to me that my answer needed to be, yes, we can do this, and we'll figure out the rest later. But as many of you know, certainly with the experience Leslie has and all the relationships that Rita has in our community, and certainly Patty's enthusiasm and excitement was just the recipe for success that we needed for this type of a project.
He didn't tell us
And
no.
I was so
But
excited,
it wasn't
yeah.
long that he got back with us with the great news that St. Thomas and Nashville had been working on a coach and there was one being built, and it was going to be delivered in like 6 or 8 weeks, and we could tag onto this, and we could use it, and we could bring it down to Murfreesboro, and here we go, girls.
I know.
That was the beginning. I remember Mary Probert was our first patient who was diagnosed with breast cancer on the Our Mission in Motion mobile mammography coach, which was the technical name, and that's a mouthful.
Of course, we still called it the bus.
Right. But Mary was such a gracious participant. We asked her if she would come and tell her story several times, and there were fundraisers at the Bungin' Up Pig and all kinds of little trivia nights and things that Mary would attend, because she was so grateful for the opportunity to have that mammogram.
And Ann, you know, we all realize that there's really no reason any woman in this community cannot have a mammogram. If you're uninsured, underinsured, whatever. You know, I think one of the happiest times of seeing this mission in motion, I passed down Highland Avenue one afternoon, and it was parked there at the St. Louis Clinic. And I pulled in because I wanted to count how many women were lined up. There were 26 women lined up to get a mammogram that day. And you know, so great that we have our St. Louis Clinic, and they can structure appointments and all. The coach can go to different areas, churches or industries or housing projects or whatever. But it's so wonderful to see that our need has grown in our area.
I always felt like the mobile unit reflected Ascension's mission and Jesus's mission, where you meet people where they are, not where you want them to be, you know, where it's convenient for you. I mean, this was an ability to take the mission. It's truly a mission in motion.
Hey, bus buddies, look at this coach. Is this not fabulous?
It's beautiful.
And it's hard to believe we're getting ready to go and have our second coach.
And look at all the donors that are depicted on the side of this
Amazing.
mobile mammography unit. These are the people who have enabled this coach to exist.
I just cannot get over how patient-friendly and private this unit is. It's adapted for a mobile unit, and it's just we have state-of-the-art equipment we can deliver to counties all over Tennessee.
To the original bus buddies, to Leslie, to Patty, to Rita, to all of our honorees over the years through Power of Pink who've been so gracious to share their stories, and to all of our party hostesses for 10 years who've shared their homes, to the city of Murfreesboro who's allowed us to produce Wine Around the Square around our beautiful historic square, and to all of the merchants and others who've participated in Wine Around the Square, to Puckett's who's been so gracious to host our Patrons Party year after year, and all the others who have done the same. Most of all, here's to the St. Thomas Rutherford Foundation for their amazing support of our own Ascension St. Thomas Rutherford Hospital. Cheers!
Cheers.
Cheers!
As you can see, the Power of Pink and Wine Around the Square have come a long way over the past 12, 13 years. And although tonight looks a little bit differently than we had planned, we're so excited to be live again back here at Henry's. My name is Kristen Perry, and I am the development coordinator from the St. Thomas Rutherford Foundation. And tonight I have Suzanne Slayton with me, the St. Thomas Rutherford Foundation Ambassador's President. Suzanne, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Suzanne, give us a little background about you. Tell us how you're involved here in Murfreesboro, and then we'd love to hear a little bit of a background on how you got involved with the hospital.
Sure. I actually am a realtor, so obviously what we like to do is talk to people and see people. So I became involved with ambassadors, really just to make friends and be able to help the community at the same time. So I've kind of been off and on involved with ambassadors for, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 years. So, but excited to be helping with this tonight.
Yes, and we are so excited to have you as our president this year. I know it has looked a little bit different, but Suzanne has jumped in and done a fabulous job. Historically, the ambassadors have put on a Power of Pink brunch before Wine Around the Square. And so we were thinking through, how do we transition this year, do something creative? And Suzanne, would you like to give us a little background on the Wine Around the Square 5K, how it became, and what it looked like this year?
Sure. Actually, I am a runner, and so it kind of just seemed like a natural fit for us to get involved with the 5K. Obviously, we can have people gather in huge groups to run and have a regular race, but we did manage to have, close to 150 runners. We, I think, managed to raise about $7,000, and over the course of this past week, it's been great. We've had packet pickup where we've actually got to, be out in the public and see people, and Fleet Feet hosted that, so really grateful to them for their participation as well. But all week long, people have been running, and they've been posting photos on Facebook and Instagram and sharing a hashtag so that we all know what they're doing. So it's been great.
Yeah, and something we've been laughing about is the Wine Around the Square virtual 5K is really kind of an honor system type thing. When you sign up, you get a really cute shirt and a medal, but no one actually knows if you ran it. So Suzanne, tell us, did you actually do the run?
I didn't run, but I did walk it this morning, and we started at the square and took lots of pictures of places around the square, and I think we did over 3 miles, so we did maybe 3.2. It was good.
Yeah, and I think it's been interesting because this has given folks that may not have come to Wine Around the Square in the past an opportunity to get involved in a different way.
Yeah.
We've had several community members come forward and organize either watch parties tonight or walks around their neighborhood. And so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, I think that's great. Lots of people, we were encouraging people to get in their neighborhoods and, have walks with neighbors or friends or family, but there's one really special person that has been attending Wine Around the Square every year, and she, I think, notified you guys and said she wanted to do something more, so maybe you can tell us about that.
Yes, so check out this video from a community member named Ellie Riley about her story and why she loves Wine Around the Square.
I would like to thank St. Thomas Rutherford Foundation and the Power of the Pink Fund for putting on such an amazing event, Wine Around the Square. I've been attending Wine Around the Square for approximately 5 years now, and the passion behind their mission runs so deep for me. Not only is it a fun event filled with lots of memories and laughter between friends and families, and maybe sampling a couple adult beverages that are new to the market, but most importantly, it is about raising funds for the mobile mammogram unit here in Rutherford County. Breast cancer runs very deep in my family. My mother at the age of 49, my grandma at the age of 78, my aunt at the age of 53 all passed away from breast cancer. Last year, my sister at the age of 45 was diagnosed with breast cancer. So we have a very large family history of breast cancer. The mobile mammogram unit is out there for many people that either don't have time to go get a mammogram, can't afford a mammogram, or don't think they need a mammogram. Everybody needs a mammogram. Early detection is key to survival. So, if you haven't gotten one, get out there and get one. If you can't afford to get one, call St. Thomas Rutherford Foundation and see what they can do to help. Thank you.
I'm Bill Shacklett with Shacklett's Photography here in Murfreesboro. Been in Murfreesboro for over 80 years and real excited about Wine Around the Square and the opportunity for us to support this great charity and the work that they do. Shacklett's has been a long institution here in Murfreesboro, started by my mom and dad, and now run by my sister, Gloria, and myself, and our family. We just thank you for all of your participation with Wine Around the Square. We've been involved with it since its very beginning, and we encourage you to come out and to support it financially this year. And we encourage you to come by our studio where we do all kinds of family and children's photography. This coming October the 30th and 31st, we'll be doing pumpkin patch pictures here in the studio, and then of course during the holidays we'll be having Santa pictures here as well in the studio. One of our specials that we're running this fall is Family Adventures, where we go out and do location portrait sessions with families. And we just encourage you to give us a call, set up your appointment. Come see us at Shacklett's Photography.
Welcome back. We're live at Henry's. That was just a little preview of some of the businesses that supported us this past week as our Wine Around the Square host. Tonight we have Dr. Lindsay Keith with us. Dr. Keith is a surgical breast oncologist with St. Thomas Medical Partners and is the only fellowship-trained breast surgeon in Murfreesboro. She's passionate about educating and empowering patients concerning their disease and guiding them through treatment with confidence. Dr. Keith?
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Keith, tell us, what does a day in your life look like? I'm sure they're all a little bit different, but if you could give us an overview.
Sure. The majority of my practice is treating breast patients, whether it's benign breast disease or breast cancer patients, cysts, all kinds of, the whole variety of breast problems. And so that's a majority of what my practice is. Of course, I still do general surgery as well, so there's a portion of that in my practice. But by far and away, the majority of my patients are breast cancer or breast related.
I see, so very fitting for tonight.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about what differentiates you as a fellowship trained surgeon?
Breast fellows actually get to see every aspect of breast cancer from diagnosis to treatment. And so as a fellow, you spend a whole extra year after surgery residency just focusing on breast diseases, again, from benign to cancer. So you actually sit down with a pathologist and look at the slides and learn about what breast cancer looks like under a microscope. You sit down with a radiologist and look at imaging, and therefore get very good at reading your own imaging. And of course, obviously, breast surgery, actually treating breast cancer, and then also learning about and working with radiation oncologists, medical oncologists, all the people that are involved in treating breast cancer. And so it really is full immersion into breast cancer treatment for a full year. And so that's what differentiates, you know, a general surgeon versus fellowship trained breast surgeon.
Wow, that definitely has to be something you're passionate
It
about,
is,
to be
yeah.
immersed in it all the
Absolutely.
time. So this is probably a loaded question, but what inspired you to be a surgeon?
I've always loved procedures. I've always loved working with my hands, and I actually wanted to be an OBGYN at first, and it didn't work out, and ultimately that kind of just gave me the passion for working with women. And then throughout surgery residency, I realized I really loved working with cancer patients. It's just it's a unique sort of vulnerable time in people's lives, and I loved working with them and sort of seeing them through the fear of their first diagnosis, and especially with breast cancer, through treatment and then survival on long term. So I loved the relationship that you build with those patients, and it's truly a long-term, lifelong relationship. So I loved that aspect of it as well.
Wow, yeah, I know we just see, you know, with the power of pink, it does become such a community. When you meet someone who has been through breast cancer and they meet someone else, they just connect immediately
Absolutely.
over that.
Yeah.
So can you tell us, if someone went to have their mammogram and an abnormal screen came back, what
Sure.
would the next step be?
The next step is diagnostic imaging, and so that can be a number of things, whether it's diagnostic mammogram looking for a mass or calcifications. Usually that's combined with an ultrasound if necessary. And then even potentially an MRI. So basically diagnostic imaging looking more specifically at the area of concern that was found on screening, and then either diagnostic imaging is basically going to put you one of two ways. We either want to see that everything's benign, actually three ways. Everything's benign, want to see in the short term, or this is concerning for cancer, and then that of course leads to biopsy procedures.
I see. So if someone came to you for a pre-surgery consultation, what would that look like?
If you're me with breast cancer in particular, usually a pre-surgery consultation, we have everything we need to have a good, what I call a good, meaningful conversation with the patient about their breast cancer. So I literally show them their pathology report. I talk to them about what's called the biology of their cancer. So that means estrogen receptors, progesterone receptors, HER2 receptors, and what we call a Ki-67 or proliferation rate. So I share all that information with them, explain to them what that means, and ultimately discuss with them what all needs to happen in order to truly treat their cancer appropriately. Some are very sort of simple, and some are very complex. And what I truly love about it is with each patient, it's literally taking multiple pieces, and it's like a puzzle. Every patient is different, every breast cancer is different, and every biology is different for the particular cancer. So that means that each patient has a different process, and it's so individualized per the patient based on a number of factors. So that's what I love about it, is truly taking a puzzle and then creating sort of a masterpiece, and then taking them through that journey and having them see them through all of it.
Yeah, so as you're looking at that puzzle, I know you said each is very unique.
Yeah.
Are there some pretty straightforward options as far as surgery? What
Sure.
are the different surgeries?
Yeah. There's two main categories of surgeries. There's breast conservation, or saving your breast, as I describe it to patients, and there's mastectomy, or not saving your breast. And each one of those has different opportunities or options. And ultimately, there is a third option that I throw in there for certain patients. So it's called an oncoplastic reduction and lift. It's kind of more on the side of breast conservation, because it's basically taking the patient's own breast tissue and sort of making a reconstructed breast that does not have to use an implant or sort of a foreign body, if you will. So essentially the two main things are saving your breast, not saving your breast, and then of course using your own tissue to reconstruct, or no reconstruction, which is appropriate for some patients as well.
I see. So why is getting that annual mammogram so important?
Absolutely. Screening mammograms, starting at 40 for the general population, is extremely important, because that's the earliest way for most patients that we can detect breast cancer. And obviously, there are some patients that don't fit that mold, where the mammograms are not very reliable for them, but that's very few and far between. So by far and away, the majority of my cancer patients come in because they've had an abnormal screening mammogram, and then they get diagnostic imaging from there. So it's extremely important. That's the earliest way we catch breast cancers.
So early detection truly is key.
Absolutely.
So this year, all of the proceeds from Wine Around the Square are going to purchase a second mobile mammography unit, and that is our effort at really bringing, meeting women where they're at and bringing that early access
Absolutely.
to them. So we're going to watch a video next that gives an inside look at the mobile mammography unit.
Our St. Thomas Mission in Motion started in 2011. Since then, we have served over 23,000 women with mammograms and detected 88 cancers. Our ability to be on wheels has allowed us the opportunity to be at the right place at the right time.
Ascension has a lot of great outreach services, but in my opinion, this is probably one of the best. We are able to get out in the communities and just drive right up to somebody's parking lot. And access is really key for mammography. We have a lot of ladies who wouldn't have done it if we hadn't been there. They come in here, this is the machine. It may look intimidating, it's really not, because we like to make our patients feel comfortable and just encourage them through the whole exam. This is really making a difference in Middle Tennessee.
My favorite thing about what I do is knowing that I have made a difference in someone's life, that I potentially saved their life, and that I've made them feel welcome here, and that I know that they'll continue to have their mammogram each and every year. It's a very gratifying job. We meet ladies that have such circumstances in their life that they also just need someone to talk to. And we're able to take time and to do that and to let them know that we care.
Back in March 2018, I had an appointment here at the mobile unit. I was so nervous. I was basically going to cancel my appointment, and something just told me to come. I came here. I was very, very nervous. The girls here in the mobile unit made me feel so comfortable. I had my exam, and I guess about a week later, I got a letter in the mail stating that there was something seen on my mammogram and I needed to follow up. I went and followed up. They found out that I had
breast cancer.
It was a shock. Never imagined that happening, and I'm just so thankful I had the opportunity to come here because I didn't have health insurance and it was for free. So I urge everybody to get your mammogram because it could change your life.
So as you can see from Janine's story, it truly is so important to get that annual mammogram. And the Our Mission in Motion mobile mammography coach is truly helping women to not have to take time off of work. It's meeting women who might be underinsured or uninsured and making sure that not having a mammogram is not going to be a barrier for them and that they're going to be able to take care of their health. Dr. Keith said something interesting while we were on a break, so I'd love for you to share that.
Sure. Again, getting your screening mammogram is important. What I find that women tend to do is put every single person in their family or around them above themselves and wait and put off their mammograms or forget to do it for several years in a row, and then we find something. And so it's just very important that if you find something to get seen about it, do not delay, because the best time to catch is breast cancer or any cancer is early. And so definitely if you feel something, get something done. And if you haven't had a screening mammogram in a while, just get one.
So tonight, all of the proceeds being raised are going to that second mobile mammography coach. All of the proceeds truly do 100% go to this new coach. Thanks to Ascension St. Thomas, all of our event costs are covered. You don't have to worry about any of your donation going to that. They really are going to that coach and to helping these women get the access that they need in 26 Middle Tennessee counties. So you'll see a donate button below, and also in the bio, you can make a donation tonight or throughout the next week. But we'd love for you to join us in this mission.
Susan with The Right Impression. Glad you stopped by today. We're so happy to be sponsors of Wine Around the Square this year, and actually this is our 9th year to participate. And we're so excited that you're coming in to get your wine glasses with your coupons for Wine Around the Square. Want to give a big shout out to all my friends who are friends of the store as well, who have been Wine Around the Square honorees, including Mary Mae White, Kay Boyd, Gloria Bonner, Lisa Halliburton, my good friend and walking buddy Jenny Reed, who is a 28-year cancer survivor, Susan Lloyd, Dottie Adams, Betty Horde, and all those other wonderful ladies who have been cancer survivors over the last year. We're celebrating you this year and every year. So I want to make a great announcement for us, and that is that we're becoming a Hester & Cook store within a store. We'll be carrying more Hester & Cook products for Murfreesboro. Wanted to also show you some of the new products that are out with Hester & Cook for fall. This is the Fun Halloween, and these are die-cut place cards that go with it. And they're just, if you're going to have a Halloween party at home this year and do the social distancing thing, come get your supplies with us. We have a lot of new table runners as well, and they're continually expanding their product line, and we'd just like for you to come in and see everything that we've got to offer with Hester & Cook. Continuing with our Hester & Cook introductions for fall of 2020, we have new fall The Harvest placemats. And of course, they brought back the turkey, the beautiful, colorful turkey. Okay, for Christmas this year, we start with the poinsettia and go through some more magnolia, and then of course the beautiful Santa Claus. And then there's a wonderful die-cut magnolia here that has just done great so far. So we're excited to have all of that in our store. And as I said, we'll be expanding our lineup coming up in October. So we're so excited to have them, and it's just a great partnership for us. So we're also a Caspari dealer, and if you're familiar with Caspari, you know that they're one of the largest paper product companies in the U.S. They basically design and sell beautiful napkins and paper plates and candles and note cards, and it's all done, I think most of the design work is done in Germany. One other thing that we want to mention is that Murfreesboro has, with The Right Impression, the largest open stock of invitations that we print here in the store. So we try to keep a good supply available at all times. So if you have party needs, whether it's birthday party, anniversary, even weddings, then we can fulfill that need for you, usually within 24 to 48 hours. And the other thing I want to mention is we're also Murfreesboro's largest dealer for wedding invitations, and we also carry Crane, Carlson Craft, William Arthur, Princewell, Arsberger, and just a variety of wedding invitations, and can meet your need for any budget or any style that you want to communicate to your guests. So we hope that you'll come in and see us soon. We're excited to participate in Wine Around the Square again. And if you come in and pick up your wine glass, you'll find a coupon good for 20% off anything in the store. And look forward to seeing you. Thanks.
Hey guys, we are here with Wine on the Square. I'm Bill with Best Brands Incorporated, joined by Charlie Patel from Total Beverages in Stones River. I've got Danielle with me from MTSU. Come on in. We're going to taste some wines. Got Miss Mary with me from Advanced Women's Care. She's an OBGYN, has been a part of this for 20 years. Quick lineup. We've got summer whites, a couple of rosés, couple of red blends, and a Pinot Noir and a Cab from Napa. Charles Smith, we've got the Kung Fu Girl Riesling, crowd favorite. Rutherford Ranch, we've got a Sauvignon Blanc. Everyone's favorite, Rayburn Chardonnay from Russian River Valley, paired with the rosé. And then we're going to go over to everyone's pretty much favorite, Gerard Patron Côte de Roses, crowd favorite, summer easy drinking rosé. Going to go over to some reds now. We've got Scatter Peaks Napa Cab, Prisoner Wine Company, The Prisoner. It's a blend of Zinfandel and Cabernet and Syrah and Petit Syrah. And then you're going to go to the last one of Pinot Noir from Four Graces in Dundee Hills. Turn it over to Charlie. We're going to taste some wines and see what we can get into tonight.
Hi, my name is Charlie Patel, and I want to just thank the community for giving us support over the years. And this event, it means a lot to us. And we have supported Wine Around Square for the last 10 years. Too bad this year we couldn't do it like we used to do, but hopefully we'll make it up next year. And I will hand it to Bill, and we're going to taste the first wine, Comfugo Riesling.
Absolutely. So you're going to taste a dry Riesling from Charles Smith. Huge lineup from his Columbia Valley Riesling. Smell it on the nose. You're going to smell a little citrusy, and then taste on the palate. It's going to be very fruit forward, a little white peach, a little orange blossom. Yeah, we're going to have a little fun now. Very refreshing. Sit by the pool, grab your girlfriends, guys, grab a bottle. Oh yeah, for sure. The next one we're going to do is a Sauvignon Blanc from Rutherford Ranch. Just, yep, new glass. There we go.
You can't wait till they enjoy the first one, right?
Oh yeah. Hey, you know.
So good, right?
First one's so good, I just down it, you know. We'll get a designated driver for tonight. Waiting for you in the bystanders, huh? What do y'all think, ladies?
Very easy to drink.
Crowd favorite. Yes. Absolutely. The next one we'll do is Rutherford Ranch Sauvignon Blanc. This is from Napa Valley. Yep, you can dump it in there if you want to. Awesome. Cool. We got some more glasses under there.
So can you talk a little bit about how to smell and...
So you want to get in the glass and really let it breathe, open it up, do the infamous swirl that everybody likes to do, you know, act like you know what you're doing. You know, so you're not just like a rookie, you know.
So that's not fake.
No, it's a real thing. It opens up, aerates the wine very nicely. And then on the palate, you just want to smell. Kind of open up the back of your throat, breathe through it. What do you smell? It's the first thing you smell. There's no wrong answers. That's the thing.
Flowers.
Very floral. Yes. Absolutely. So you're going to taste a lot of like fresh citrus, bright aromas of tropical flavors, grapefruit, little lime zest, guava. Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
So last few years, we have seen a lot of like a Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand.
Exactly.
Dominating the Sauvignon Blanc category, like King Crawford, Whitehaven, Lonely Cow. So if you taste all of them, blind taste, you won't see that much difference between one and other one, right?
Right.
This particular Sauvignon is like overall star, like they don't have anything to hide. It's not overly grapefruity or citrusy. It's got more tropical fruit. You can enjoy orange, like it's a lime.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's more refreshing.
For sure. For sure. Got a long way to go, so buckle up. We got a road trip. We got a road trip. Yeah. The next one, it's really good. Yeah.
So next one, is Rayburn Chard, correct?
Rayburn Chardonnay, Russian River Valley. This is gonna be a lot going. I'm sorry, I don't want to pour it in the microphone. Yeah, so you're gonna go into a little bit more toasted oak, a little vanilla on the body. Really elegant, brilliant, fabulous finish on this one.
It's got a little bit of malolactic fermentation.
Yep.
So you get a little bit of more like creaminess, butteriness from that. But it's very
so important for this
yes. And this one is very good value. It's under $15, $14.99 our store. And now then we have a promotion for $11.99.
Yep.
Oh, very
So
nice.
compared to a lot of like $20, $30 Chardonnay, I think it stands there.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely taste the oak.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep. That's a big staple in our household is the old Chardonnay.
Chardonnays can be bitter to me.
Right. Right. Very nice.
And this would go really good with anything you have like a creamy sauce.
Mm-hmm. Very good with like fresh fish. All these first four and then going into that last rosé are all good with shellfish, seafood, any seafood. You can even pair it with,
cream sauce.
yeah, you can do
White
chicken,
cream sauce,
grilled
right?
chicken. Yeah, grab a bottle and just pairs nicely. Go ahead.
You talked a little bit about the price for this one. What about the other two that we?
So the Kung Fu Girl is about $12.99
Yep.
in our store.
Yep.
Okay.
And Rutherford Range, which is normally $19.99, but we always have $14.99 promotion.
Yep.
Because we are one of the first retailer to support that brand, and we thought it was so good. Like I tried it, our staff, we thought it's best value. So that almost reminds you of like a old world style, like a Sansera, which is called Sauvignon Blanc,
Yep.
French version. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
It's not overpoweringly like grapefruit citrus, like more tropical, very crisp at the end.
That's good.
Yeah.
So we need to get to Stones River Total Beverages, is
Absolutely.
what you're saying.
ASAP.
So this Chardonnay tastes to me a lot like a Pinot Grigio. So what are the similarities?
Because it's got
and
more
differences
lime, citrus notes, than a lot of other Chardonnay would have, opposite,
Yeah. A lot of people think of a Chardonnay as being thick and just like a big-bodied creamy, and then you go to Russian River and it's total opposite. It's more smooth.
It's got good balance of oak and butter.
Right.
So a lot of
Right.
California Chardonnay, when you go high price point, over $30, it will taste like a butter popcorn.
Right.
So creamy, buttery because malolactic. This adds so much malolactic fermentation. It makes it like it's like a milk.
Yep. Absolutely. The last one I've got to show you is the Rayburn, same family from Russian River.
And I got
Yeah.
So
We got a special guest appearance.
New generation.
New generation.
Karan Patel. Karan's going to explain to you about this Rayburn Pinot Noir.
So as Charlie said, he's my uncle, so I'm his nephew, so just kind of getting into things here. But with the Rayburn Rosé over here, it's going to be very fruity on the note, almost peach and candied cherries almost a little bit. When you're actually taking it on the palate, it's going to be almost minerally and a little bit of dried herb in there to kind of offset that sweetness on the nose. So it's going to balance it out really well. And I think, like you guys talked about earlier, it goes really well with lighter foods, seafood, shellfish, that type of thing.
Very good.
Awesome. So I can tell I'm a little old school now.
I've been watching you for a long time.
Retire, right? I need to retire now, right?
I've been watching you a long time. So.
Good teacher. No, this is very good.
Yeah.
Really tangy in the back.
Yeah, it's got that tangy, like orangey.
Yeah, a little bitter to it.
So we got the next rosé coming up, and I'll let.
So I got another my nephew, Cope. He's beginning in liquor industry. He's been in industry for 2 years, and see what he has to say about the Coast de Rosé.
Hey guys, my name is Cal. You guys are gonna be trying the 2019 Gerard de Rosé, which is a soft pale, brilliant pink wine, which is made from south of France. He's from a leader. He's well known south of France. This area has a lot of white wines, red wines that are made from there. It's going to be paired really well with shellfish, subtle spiced food. This type of wine has a very summery feel, as you can tell. It's got a lot of fruity taste. You'll get a lot of flowery smell to it.
Yeah,
right?
And with the color and the power of pink.
Yeah.
Nobody
And the
match,
bottle.
right?
Look at the bottom.
And
of
the bottle.
It's a rose at the bottom. So
that's pretty cool.
And,
yeah.
and the top is replaceable, so you can use that top to cap the other wines you buy.
Absolutely.
If you want
to reuse.
Like I don't have that problem. When I open the bottle, I finish it. But some people will drink for next day or day after. They can preserve it, with the
We don't have
cap
time
here.
for all that. We're just going straight down.
And all the grapefruit lovers, you'll get a hint of grapefruit in there also at the end. So.
This is
So
one
what
of my
y'all think
favorites.
about
Oh,
this?
it's a staple.
Love it.
Nice.
So good.
We've had this all summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a house
I love
favorite.
this one.
Actually, we have a
good.
little promotion going on. PJ, remind me how much we selling this for? $14.99 or? $13.99.
That's a
Used to be
you kid-
$18.99.
That's killer.
And now,
Snag a bottle or two.
But I do see the differences in these two.
Yeah.
This one's maybe a little sweeter, a little
Because
tangier
that
on
one
the end.
is a Pinot Noir grape, and this it's its own brand, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's its own. It's
So
its own brand.
Grenache, Shiraz, Moreda. So you're gonna
Little blend.
get a little bit more like spice notes and whatnot,
Right. I think you're up next. We got another special guest coming in.
No, you
Oh,
go
no.
to the.
It's delicious.
Cool. So Napa Cab. So the next one we've got is the Scatter Peaks Napa Cab. Got it. Make sure. Oh, we're gonna do the Pinot Noir from Dundee Hills in Oregon. Yeah. We've got 10 minutes to go through 8 wines. We're just like, hey, you know, we're winging it. Yeah, absolutely. So Dundee Hills, we're going to Oregon for a little bit. We're going to hang out. This one you're going to get a lot of blueberry, a lot of dark berries, blackberry. This pairs well. All 3 of these reds, you cannot go wrong with steak night. Even go back to, I mean, I've done it with shellfish, crawfish, shrimp, anything like that. Just sit on the back patio and enjoy because they are fantastic. How much you running? Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. How much you running 4 Graces for at Stones River? $20. Grab a bottle. It's fantastic.
Thompson Lane, 208 North Thompson Lane, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Gotcha. Yeah. Head there. Absolutely. So we've just got the queue for 1 minute. So real quick, pick up any of these bottles at Stones River. We've got Mary from Advanced Women's Care, Danielle from MTSU, Charlie from Stones River, Total Beverage. It's a mouthful. Bill from Best Brands. Y'all were so excited to be here. Grab these bottles. Great calls. We're so happy to be here. Anything? Mary said
get your mammogram.
Get your mammograms. Danielle?
Thanks for letting me be here.
There we go. There we go.
Thanks for support, community. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. First, I want to thank everybody for coming out and spending the evening with us. If you do not know, Wine Around the Square that usually happens on the square is happening virtually this year. So for those that are out here supporting Wine Around the Square and breast cancer awareness, and also those that are tuning in at home through the virtual live stream, we have quite the show tonight. So we have a great band. They are a little twist of country, soul, Americana, folk. So I'm not going to keep you waiting any longer. So give it up for Herrick.
Your love is like a disease. You got me begging you, please. Oh, babe, can't you see? Oh, you got love. It's just no good for me. When you keep pushing me away and pulling us apart and breaking my heart in two. Pushing me away and pulling us apart and breaking my heart in two. Yeah. My heart in two. Yeah. You just keep dragging me down. Feel like I'm lost in your crowd. Can't you hear me crying out loud? Oh, you got love. It's just not good for me. When you keep pushing me away and pulling us apart and breaking my heart in two. Pushing me away and pulling us apart and breaking my heart in two.
My name's Chrissy Hackinson. I'm one of the owners of the Alley on Main with my husband Sean. For the last several years, we've sponsored Wine Around the Square, and if you guys have been in the last couple of years, you've been to the after party that we've had in our courtyard, which is always lots and lots of fun. But we're excited to be involved this year, even though it is virtual. If you guys have been in to see us in the restaurant before, you'll know we are a scratch kitchen, so we make everything here in-house, down to our cocktails and our bar, and we just recently expanded our bar menu to include some more classic cocktails, which is an awful lot of fun. One new thing that we're doing different this year is that we're doing an awful lot of catering. Back in February, we got a food truck that's kind of our mobile kitchen, and so we've been taking that out onto events where we can cook all the food there on site, keep it nice and hot and fresh. And we're also able to book our food truck for corporate events and parties. And so it's something we're really excited about this year. We want to thank you guys so much for all the support you've given us this year, especially. Throughout COVID and the shutdown of the dining rooms, we had a lot of you guys come in and support us. We could tell it was with intention to keep our doors open, keep our lights on, and we're so excited to have our dining room back open again for you guys. We're excited to also have our courtyard open where you guys can dine outside socially distanced and enjoy some of our good food with your friends and family.
What a night, guys. Thank you so much for spending your precious time with us to celebrate such an amazing cause and a wonderful event. We are thrilled to announce the total number of money raised to the Power Pink Fund since inception. So join with me in celebration at home. Get off your couch, jump up. We have raised over $2,025,000. How amazing. Woo! And the poppers are delayed. That's a great thing about live TV. So thank you so much. You want to get it? Go, Mary. Ah, yay. And the fun continues. So thank you so much again for joining us and just spending special time with us as we celebrate amazing women in our community who are fighting this fight of breast cancer. Bye. See ya. Woohoo, look at this.